My question is whether expense is a relevant factor in deciding which of the two routes being considered should be chosen. I think the answer to this question is obviously yes, as we do not live under the branches of a magic money tree. Public money is still our money and not someone else's to do what they like with. At the Assembly meeting on the 11th of December, which I attended, Mr. Blake helpfully drew attention to the difference between route and design. Design was his concern, but he said, and I quote, "The question which I am throwing at the board is the route." Mr. Blake made it clear in his report to the Assembly that it is now made clear in the Assembly's recommendation that if the route does not go through the village, then it will go via the bulk. So both routes are still under consideration, and cost remains an important factor. So could we now please consider the possible routes on the plan which I produced? So the red route is the through village route. It's only one point in its favour, which is that it is the shortest route. As the village already has its own cycle path through meadows, it doesn't need another one. The points against it are, and you've heard some of them already from Leslie, safety, congestion in the Broadway, pinch point in Burnt Close, dangerous road crossings, mixing cycles and pedestrians by the recreation ground, violation of exceptional conservation area in Heritage Village, and all the other points which Leslie mentioned. So that's on the right was the red. Now please look at the bulk route, which is the green route on the left. In its favour are safety, avoiding built-up areas, saving at least £2 million because it's going to be built anyway, being a wholly green route through fields with only one road crossing. The only point against it is the length, which is 0.7 miles longer than the village route. This could take 4 minutes longer, but probably less due to the constraints in going through the village. GCP's own report estimates the cycling time from Haslingfield to Barton Road to be 26 minutes. So at most, going via the bulk would increase this time by 15% to 30 minutes, though probably less. The other route is the one in the middle there, the cross-field route, which Leslie has just mentioned, and that is the one shown in amber, and it's a significant compromise that was proposed by the parish council some time ago, but has never been investigated. It has the same points in favour of the bulk route, excepting that the financial saving will be somewhat less due to the footbridge having to be modified and a new way across the field having to be created, which is about 400 yards. However, it has the substantial advantage of only being 0.3 miles longer than the village route, which would take at most an additional 2 minutes, which is insignificant. It is true that the landowner and tenant farmer would be affected by the new path across the field and might request some compensation, which could easily be met by not building the village route. The new path would cross a 39-acre field, converting it into two fields, 13 and 26 acres, which one would presume would be perfectly manageable from an agricultural point of view. Some of you may have seen the article yesterday.
Peter, I'm afraid you're very over time, but we've got the point.
Okay, thank you.
Turning to Peter Scrase's question, this is not an either-or. The Bork route forms part of the Barton Greenway and is going to be delivered under that scheme, so we're not proposing a do one or do the other. Again, the route through the Bork is not direct. It's less attractive Greenway, and therefore the alignment through Grantchester is the officer recommendation before you, Chair. Thank you.